Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. This is a little bit of a different one because I mainly talk about software, but one of the things that are really interesting is whether or not things like Apple and Apple Intelligence can actually become a huge part of our day-to-day productivity. And being a guy that covers productivity applications, tools, tips, and tricks, I wanted to watch like the Apple glowtime, and I'm also really interested in tech. And somehow I have ended up having almost everything that Apple sells. I have an Apple Watch, I have AirPods, I have AirPods Maxes, I have an iPad, I have a Mac, and I'm filming on my iPhone. So it made sense to just sit down and watch it. And I have been watching it for several years, but honestly, I feel like this was one of, or it has been the last few years, but I feel like this was a really, really boring Apple event. A lot of it was around artificial intelligence, and it's actually called Apple Intelligence. In typical Apple fashion, they actually rebranded AI. But I will talk more about that later. I just wanted to quickly go over some of the news and updates that we got, the new things that are coming. And let's actually start off with the AirPods. I have a couple of old ones, but we are getting AirPods 4 and AirPods 4 with noise cancellation. I think that's the actual name, which sounds a little weird, but we now have a cheaper pair and like a middle tier pair. And the middle tier pair, which costs 179 US dollars, actually comes with noise cancellation and transparency mode and all of the things we do love about both the AirPods Pros, but also the AirPods Maxes, and it also comes with the H2 chip. But speaking of the AirPod Maxes, these right here, with the stupid case, the heavy weight, amazing quality, amazing build quality. This has been due for an update. This is 4 years old. It came back in December 2020, and back then we had the pandemic, and we got over the pandemic. We got a vaccine. Everybody went back to like living a normal life, and we still hadn't got any updates on the AirPod Maxes. So yesterday we actually got one, and they removed the lightning cable which it used to charge with, and we are also getting new color options, which isn't terrible, but I expected a lot more. It is basically the same as the ones I've already got, the only difference being that it has USB-C and I can get it in a couple of more colors. That's like the only thing we got out of the AirPods Maxes. I was expecting a lot more, maybe a better case, fixing like the weight issues that people are having with it. There are a few things that annoyed people with these. I still love mine. I use them for several hours each day, but it was due for an upgrade, and it is a little weird if you look at the chart right here, that uh, all of the AirPods have the H2 chip, except for the AirPods Maxes. They actually still use the H1 chip, and my guess is, if I were to guess, that we are getting a new H3 chip next year, and that the Apple AirPods Pro and the Apple AirPods Maxes will get that H3 chip. That's just a guess because they decided not to update this year, and we are expected to get a new pair of AirPods Pros next year. So that's just my guess if I just were to randomly guess it. But that was the AirPods, the different AirPods, and this is the problem, like with every single one of Apple's new products this year. I feel like there hasn't been many changes. Like we got all of these health updates with the AirPods, as well as the Apple Watch that can now detect sleep apnea, and the AirPods with the hearing aid, and a couple of more like hearing related health features, things like hearing aid and hearing protection, and there are a few of these great ones. And we also got like a new design in the AirPods, but apart from that, there hasn't been much innovation. When it comes to the Apple Watch, we have a new one that is a little bigger, so it is a little longer. This is the 10, so Apple Watch 10. I was expecting it to be called Apple Watch X, but it is Apple Watch 10, and it is a little bit longer, so you can get one more line of text. That is the first thing, and it is also thinner, and they are going away from stainless steel to titanium, which I actually liked. I think it looks really good. But apart from looking good, I feel like if you have the Apple Watch 9, which a lot of people do, I don't, you actually won't need to buy a new one. And that's what I felt with a lot of the Apple releases and launches this year. So apart from like the AirPods 4 with the noise cancellation, apart from those, I feel like everything else is like meh. That's how I would describe it, meh. And we also had the new iPhone, which basically just gives us a secondary action button to control the camera, and also it has the A18 chip instead of A16, which gives it a lot more power. But both the action button that can, or the new action button, which I'm going to call the camera button from now on, both that as well as the A18 chip are like, it is things that not everyone necessarily needs. Not that they are any bad or that I don't like them, but I feel like the use case for this is really, really small. Most people won't need all of the things that they offer with this. One of the things that are really good with the A18 chip is using it with artificial intelligence, which is the last thing we are going to talk about, because they dedicated around half of the event to Apple intelligence, and we get a lot of cool features. So you can take a picture of something and you can ask AI about that picture. So that could be taking a picture of a dog and asking what type of dog this is. I think that was the example they used in the event. But we also got like a new Siri, which is great because I tried to get Siri to remind me of something yesterday evening when I was going to sleep. And no matter what I said, it just wouldn't do it. So that's a good thing. And also, as I said, all of the Apple Intelligence features are really, really good. But they aren't things to be really excited about for two specific reasons. One of them being that these are things I've seen in a lot of different applications and a lot of different phones and computers and just ecosystems. I have seen it before, and that doesn't make me really excited when Apple just launches something that I feel like I have seen a lot before. The second thing being that it isn't supposed to come to EU anytime soon. So I won't be getting it anytime soon. Uh, and I saw that languages like French and Spanish are coming next year, um, which means that probably we will be getting Apple Intelligence to the EU in the next year or so, but just in general, it won't be coming anytime soon, which was like the whole selling point and probably one of the reasons for people to switch over. So I heard somewhere or read somewhere that around 300 million iPhones haven't been updated for 4 years. So 300 million have iPhones have not been updated for 4 years, which is a lot of iPhones and a few years. And this might be the breaking point for them to change to something new, because these new models will support Apple Intelligence. But for that to work, I actually have to get Apple Intelligence. So I won't be switching again anytime soon, probably not until next year when I can see that Apple Intelligence is finally coming to where I live. But just in general, I feel like it lacked a lot of innovation, this Apple event. Apple Intelligence is really cool and it is really important, but it is a bunch of stuff I feel like I've seen. And I might not be the only one. I think a lot of people are a little tired of AI and hearing about AI and reading about AI, and in my case, making videos and articles about AI. So people might be a little tired of the whole AI thing, because I've seen it go around on Twitter, which is now called X. I seem to forget that every time, but I've seen a lot of posts on X talking about the fact that this wasn't what they expected, and people aren't really happy with what Apple have been able to deliver and develop. So that was it for today's video. If you have any questions, anything you want to discuss, please do comment down below. And as usual, I hope to see you again quite soon.